So hello everyone, welcome to my channel today. It's a delight to be here with you. In this period of lockdown, how are you doing together with your household? I hope you're well. I hope your household is well. I just want to quickly give you a word of encouragement before I get into today's video. I'm going to look at a verse of scripture that I want to share with you very quickly. Now, Isaiah 23 says, "Thou would keep in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee." Stay your mind on the word of God, and he will keep you in perfect peace. He keeps in peace everyone who stays his mind, who keeps his mind on God. Keep your mind on God. Don't keep your mind on the trouble around you. And that way, he ensures that you are in peace. That word is just to encourage you with this lockdown that we are all experiencing. And I tell you, it's one whole of a period that we're going through. Stay strong, stay in faith, stay with God. We will all come out of this with a short testimony. So today's video, I want to talk to you. I want to share a story time with you. You know, this period that we're staying at home, you begin to ruminate and go through a lot of things that had happened in life. After all, there is nothing so much to do apart from cooking, keeping the house clean. If you want to go buy a few things, you return to the house. There's really nothing much to do. So my mind started going over a few things, and I felt I haven't done a story time with you. So I'll be doing this story time with you, and it has to do with my sister-in-law. For this, you may even need a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a cup of water, a glass of wine, whatever you take. Make yourself comfortable. You will like the story time. So I was going through a post on Facebook, and I saw a young lady who had a problem with her mother-in-law. I suppose they have just a room. From the story she told, they have just a room and parlor. And you know, the mother-in-law came to visit, and the mother-in-law went on to sleep in the bedroom, on the bed. And according to the young lady, anytime the mother-in-law comes, she sleeps on that bed, and that's the bed she shares with her mother-in-law. So she became aggrieved and wondering what can she do. You know, a lot of people chipped in their 2 cents. I gave her my 2 cents, and that comment that I gave got a lot of likes, got a lot of loves. And the story that I chipped in for her just to help guide her happened over 21 years ago. You see, people go through several things in life. And dealing with in-laws, in quotes, is a very funny thing. That if you do not allow wisdom to guide you, you may do a lot of things wrong. I'm praying to be an in-law myself, and I know so many other women who are watching this are also praying to be in-laws. You wouldn't want somebody praying for you to die because they want to marry your child. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And a lot of ladies do offer that kind of prayer, and that is a wrong kind of prayer because you are also planning to be somebody's mom. With that said, the comment that I left on her post was very simple. I gave an example of what happened between myself and my sister-in-law 21 years ago after I got married. After I got married and I had my first child, my sister-in-law came to visit. Prior to that time, she had visited, and then the first time she visited, we only had one bed in the room. We were living in a 3-bedroom flat, but we had one bed and one mattress in the guest room. So we had 2 beds. We had 2 beds, one in a guest room, and the one that is in our bedroom. The 3rd room had no mattress at all, had no bed at all. So when she came visiting, my younger brother, who was living with me and helping me with chores around the house, was occupying the guest room. And I felt like, well, my husband isn't around, there's nothing wrong with her sharing my room with me. So I took her into the room to share my bedroom with me, you know, and we just chatted, and you know, and she fell asleep. When we woke up in the morning, we all went, ahead with our lives and everything. After the duration of our visit, she left. Of course, at that point in time, my husband really wasn't based with me at home. He was working in the bank setting there, and he had to really travel a lot. So fast forward to a year plus after my marriage, and I already now have a child. This lady came to visit me again. An elderly lady. Actually, she would be old enough to be my mom. So I put her in such a position of honor. And you know, as far as I was concerned, she was like a mother-in-law to me, even though she was a sister-in-law. And I really respected her, and I called her auntie. You know, so when I came back, she was in the house. I was like, oh, auntie, welcome, you know, made everything ready for her. I asked my younger brother this time around to take, we had put a mattress in the third room. There's a bed in the former guest room where my brother stays, and then our own bedroom. Remember, I said we're in a 3-bedroom flat. We were in a 3-bedroom flat. So my younger brother, I told him to move into the third room where the mattress was on the floor, so that my sister-in-law can have the guest room that had the proper bedding, everything set for her. So I went in there and ensured that everything was ready. I ensured that my brother's things were out of sight for her, put her bag there, the wardrobe was open, she had space to put her things. Usually her stay would be like for 2 or 3 days. So the room was ready for her, and I took her back there. So I was going to go to church in the evening for Friday prayer service. So I prepared dinner and served dinner. I ensured that she ate, and I put my brother in charge of the house. I went with my little son for Friday service. But my brother was left at home to look after her and ensure that she was comfortable. So having served her dinner, I left. I got back at 8. That was after the prayer service and everything. I got back at 8. Church was not so far from the house because I had 1 or 2 meetings and, you know, greeting people and gisting and everything. So I got home at 8. And when I got to the house, my younger brother was watching TV in the sitting room. Auntie had gone to bed. And then so we just chatted. I just naturally assumed that she went into the guest room. That was my assumption. So we just chatted and everything, you know. I fed my baby, washed him. For me to go inside to go and get my baby stuff, I met my sister-in-law lying down in my bedroom. That's my matrimonial bed, which is the bedroom I shared with my husband. She was lying down on the bed. When I entered and I saw her there, I turned around and I went out to meet my younger brother. I said, see, auntie's things are in the guest room. Why did she go into the guest room to stay? Didn't you tell her that her things were there and that's where she was going to stay? She said she was surprised though that he went into the third room to relax. When he came out, he met that Mama had entered the other room and had laid down, and her things were not in the room. I was like, But I had actually told her that her things were in the guest room. I didn't want to quarrel. I didn't want to be bitter. I didn't need unnecessary bickering in-law wahala at all. I just used a little bit of wisdom that God gave me. So what did I do? Very interesting. So I went into the bedroom. I took out the things for my son. Like I said, I had baited him, so I dressed up my son and everything. We were in the sitting room. I was contemplating in my spirit, what am I going to do? This woman just entered my room, took over my bed. And that was not what I wanted. When she first came, I didn't have a child. Now she's here, I have a son. What does she want me to do? I could not bring my, it was a problem. But I didn't want to quarrel. I just did not want to set a pace, set a tone for the wrong kind of living. I didn't want it at all. I'll tell you what I did. We had a 6 inches mattress, student mattress. If you're in Nigeria, you will know what that means. A 6 inches mattress that we had in the house. I actually had it from carryover from spinsterhood and school stuff. So I had that mattress as a carryover. I just said to my younger brother, I didn't want to go sleep in the guest room. If I go sleep in the guest room, that means I have actually made her the lord of my house for her to go and sleep on my matrimonial bed, and I go and sleep in the guest room. I refused to enter the guest room to go and sleep because her things were there. She's a guest, that's where she's supposed to be. So I went in, brought in that 6 inches mattress, put it on the ground, laid my baby on it, laid down to sleep. We went to sleep in the sitting room. Early morning, as many people will say, early momo, I woke up. This was around 5ish. I woke up very quickly. I took my baby, put him on the 3-seater that we had in the bedroom, that we had in the sitting room 3-seater. I put my baby there. Took the 6 inches mattress, took it back into the 3rd room where it was. And I now lay down beside my son on that 6 inches mattress, pretended I was sleeping. Meanwhile, I was already awake. This was a few minutes to 6 now, and my sister-in-law came into the sitting room. And she was like, "Huh? Mary, is this where you slept? Mary, is this where you slept?" I said, "Good morning, ma." She said, No, Mary. Is the bed not big enough for us to sleep? The bed is big enough for us to sleep. Why did you not come into the bedroom to sleep? I did not say a word. I just smiled. You know that kind of smile when there's something in your mind. I just smiled. I didn't say anything to her. I suppose that touched her a great deal. That I left my bed to her since she went into my bedroom to lie down on my bed, or not concerned that was supposed to be my private area, even though I had invited her once to sleep in my bedroom when I was newly married. I had no child and my husband was away. It was just I in the room, so I said, let's share my room. You know, that now made her feel as though she can just enter my bedroom to sleep. That was not cool. That was not cool at all. But I handled it with that wisdom. After then, she visited, I think, only once. And when she visited, she stayed in the guest room that was prepared for her. She did not enter my bedroom ever again to sleep. Did I tell my husband about it? Emphatically, no. I didn't discuss anything with my husband. If you heard from her, I know not. But this me sitting down here, I did not discuss it with my husband. I felt it was not an issue. I had handled it because I did not insult her. I didn't say anything rude to her. I didn't even ask her why she went to lie down on my bed. I just laid down on my 3-seater in my bedroom with my about 6 or 7 months old son, and she met us lying down there. And her conscience flogged her very well. And that was how I handled that in-law stress. Why did I tell you this story? It just crossed my mind this morning that, you know, while you're at home in this corona lockdown era, try as much as possible to avoid quarreling with your spouse or even an in-law who came to your house and got trapped in your house by reason of coronavirus lockdown. Be happy with yourself. Make yourself happy. Make your children happy. Ignore all the nonsense. It's going to be for a while. Ignore all the trouble. It's going to be for a while. You know what? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Many relationships, I believe, will be mended as a result of this lockdown. Husbands and wives working out their relationships and moving on with their lives. Relationships and marriages beginning to work even better. Have you ever had an in-law trouble? If you've ever had, please leave a comment for me in the comment section. I will be waiting to read 1 or 2 comments from you. Thank you for watching this. I'll see you again in another one. Bye-bye.